Well, Gary, today's actually the next day. Um, Earlier today, you probably got I sent over a YouTube video, even though this is really my first one. Huh, you just got that one first for the Megaretron. But I had to stop last night, not only because I was tired, but I also had to go buy some of this. I've got a double-sided tape they use to fix cell phones. I thought it might work good to fix the rim of the screen here because I was looking at my lens that I have, this replacement lens, and it appears that on this lens they didn't have like the double-sided tape on it. So I figured the stuff they use to fix the cell phone screens might work pretty good for this type of thing. And this one's glass. You can hear the difference between that and the piece of plastic that was in there before. But we're going to replace it with that. See if that'll fare a little better over time. I just have to try to open this plastic thing here. Like I was telling you before, if any of it's not interesting, just skip to the good parts. I've never actually bought this type of tape before, but I've fixed cell phone screens before, but just use a different type of material on it. But I figured I would use this tape because if you need to replace the screen or you want to replace it ever in the future, if you crack it or something, it might be easier to get it back out than if I just use glue. That's really the real reason. So I ordered this on Amazon. Luckily everything comes in a day. Well, most things do. So I found something that had 1 day shipping and got that. I'm going to try this approach, although it might be better to do it off of the glass first, but we're going to figure it out as we go. Since the last time I had to replace one of these in mine, it happened to have the adhesive on the glass itself, on the back side. And this particular one I think I got on console 5, but it didn't have that on it. So, but hey, I'm kind of iterative as I do these things, so I get better each time. I'm not perfect at it. I don't do it as a profession, but I do it as a hobbyist and I enjoy it. Just because I enjoy all these older gaming things, and I hate to see them just kind of go by the wayside or just sit on the shelf of some crazy collector and they don't actually ever use the thing. I actually like to play these things. So just a little bit at a time. Now getting this off isn't going to be the easiest. I hate peeling double-sided tape. I think you had a video on how to apply double-sided tape at some point. From my memory, I think it was when you, earlier on, maybe when you had a few less subscribers and your room wasn't quite as full. I think that's what I noticed the most. The room got more full and a lot more cool retro gaming stuff sitting in the background. I'm not really measuring this out, just kind of guessing as I go, just to get coverage all around the sides. But we'll see. Just trying to get this because we don't want any of it to be visible. We're just going to mash that down. I'm going to get enough on there that I think it will stay in place just fine. It feels very similar to the type of gunk that I cleaned off, because this has been washed off since the last video. I had a soap and water bath, but you can see I took the speaker out and everything, so there's nothing left in it for now. we'll put it back, but long format technical videos probably doesn't work well with a lot of people these days. Just want to get to the point. Nobody has any time. But for some odd reason, once in a while, I don't mind watching them myself. So if I happen to put this as public or whatever, then maybe I can find those 2 or 3 people that would enjoy it. I don't know. See if I can get that on there. Stay down tape. Like the tiniest area that doesn't have a piece, but I'll put one on there. I don't know if it'll make that much of a difference, but why not? Since I have a whole spool of this stuff, cut that a little smaller. I know there's not a ton of these Nomads out there. I know there's other portable ways you can probably get a Genesis game to play, or people that like their ROMs, but I don't know. I have too many physical carts that I enjoy, and it's not the same experience. Genesis has its little quirks. The way it does its sound and the way it scales the video across the screen. I don't know. It just looks wrong sometimes when it's on the emulated devices. I just prefer playing on original hardware, I guess. Well, that's a pretty looking glass screen here. I'm just going to make sure I get all my fingerprints off it when I'm done. See if we can get that to go in there just right. This glass isn't flexible. Alright, so I just laid that down gently, but for some reason they gave me this nice little microfiber, so why not use it? This came with the tape that I got on Amazon, and I'll just use this to push it down, and then we can use it to clean it off when we're done. So I'm going to push down all the areas where the tape is. And I don't know, maybe that's what this was for. No idea. Yeah. New one. It's pretty shiny. No more scuffs, right? See the ring of my light, but there's no scuffs. Just making sure. So it's still flush, but we'll of course test it, make sure everything's good before I send it to you. Because I want you to have an awesome experience with this Nomad. And let's see, so we'll put that out of the way. And then we got so many more things to do. What do we do with all this stuff? Maybe, let's all just move that out of the way for now. I think maybe we'll just start taking this guy apart, which I just took out of the box. we're gonna find out. I don't know. I bought one of these before when I did mine. But for whatever reason, when I bought mine, the panel was already loose. And when I bought this one, I got them both on Amazon, but when I bought this one, I just had to buy the whole unit. But it has the same panel inside either way, so. Let me see it coming apart. Alright, there's the inside guts here. These old wires, well, we'll probably use these in another project actually. We usually keep a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna build something new. But let's find. Yep, we're gonna hurt you, wire. Well, I could just desolder you, I guess. Yeah, it's just a little board. I'll just cut you close, and I'll desolder you in a minute. So I'll just clip. There. Now we have some freedom from this plastic that I'm going to throw away. But I'll keep the wire that's on it. Just making my mess bigger in here. This one's neat because this is detachable. On mine, this was actually a part of this main board. It was like attached together and you couldn't get it off. And so with these, they just like the brightness and everything of this display, but I'd actually cut them all down because it won't fit back inside the Nomad if you leave these on. This one has a double-sided tape on it, so you can probably put it wherever you want. But I'm going to take it off and then I'll try to calibrate it for you before I send it. But I'll send you this, so if you want to take it apart, and you can access this and plug it back in and change the brightness and color, saturation, all that stuff if you want. But almost out. We got screws somewhere. Or are we held on by tape, which is the worst, right? So let's get this screw out. You see a screw here. Almost free. You can see it's loosening up there. There we go. Come off there. There we go. So this is going to be our new screen, Gary. It's a lot nicer, a little bit thinner and smaller than the one we had before. But for now, I got to clean up that glue and everything that's on the bottom of it before I put it in. Probably won't see it anyways, but that's what I'm going to do. Give you a little bit of an idea, because we're going to put it in here. It's kind of going to go back there. You can kind of see how it lines up. But we're going to, the lined up is one of the other things, is you can actually kind of run it while it's taken apart to make sure it's lined up with the frame just right. So that will be fun. So I'm going to set this aside for now, and then I will be back.